following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Nicky Spagnola.
I thought this was a Wednesday edition of a fabulous football fight song Friday edition of Mick Shots. Our last episode. There we go.
Someone has been missed.
Dallas Cowboys!
It's almost game day here on Mick Shots. I mean, we are looking at 27 hours away from kickoff. 3:30 on Thanksgiving afternoon.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
It'd be the first touchback of the game right now.
You think?
Well, I just think it's gotten to be pretty silly. We get all fired up for the kickoff, right? Everybody's standing and waving towels, and then it's a touchback.
It's like it's ceremonial.
Yeah, right?
It's just ceremonial. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it's good for.
It's like the start of the game's anticlimactic.
Until you see our
Kind of like the start of Mick Shots was anticlimactic today.
Ooh.
Oh, but let's go back now. To be real, our kickoff coverage sucks. Can we say that? Can we
It's
say
good that they get touchbacks, right?
Man, because they were giving the Chiefs offense great field position.
That's true.
I mean, every time.
And that guy's pretty good, too.
He is. He
You
really
remember his name?
Hardman?
I thought it was Byron Pringle that was returning
was
the kickoffs.
Pringle was doing
yeah.
it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why
We
I
are
thought it was
inside the
Hardman.
SWBC podcast studio, and we're getting you set for the Cowboys and the Raiders. 3:30 tomorrow afternoon on CBS with Jim Nantz and Tony Romo on the call. And the short work week is almost over. The Raiders probably boarding a plane very quickly out west in Las Vegas, headed this way. And the Cowboys
Are taking a shower and eating lunch.
there you go. All right.
Because they already
Get us
finished their
up to
practice.
speed on what's going on
Talk
here
to me.
behind the scenes. I can tell you this much. I sure am glad Chris Beam, our producer, sends out those alerts. This is the first time I've ever noticed them on my iPad because an hour ago I'm sitting there at home. I got family in town. I'm all distracted and everything. Okay, I got an hour to prepare for Mick Shots, and then I see that alert. I'm like, oh, that's right. We're an hour early today.
He knows how old people are, man.
I quickly got dressed and headed
he knows
this way.
Exactly what's
We
going on.
have
Thank
a
you, Chris.
distractible teammate here.
That's right. That's right. So bring me up to speed.
All right, let's go. Tyron Smith, practice. It was sort of a cross between what they do on Saturday before a Sunday game and what they do on Friday with the mock game walkthrough. So it was about, I'd say, an hour, almost an hour practice. Maybe not quite. Yeah, it was an hour. And now they're ready to go.
We got a short show, Spags.
So Tyron Smith practiced, and as long as everything went well today, he's playing tomorrow. He's
Yeah,
good
man.
to go.
Don't hold me in suspense so long, man.
Now with CeeDee Lamb, he practiced today. He was dressed for what they did, and as Mike McCarthy said, he needs to complete the last component of the concussion protocol today, and then he has to see the independent doctor, the neurologist, to be the one that clears him. So as everybody knows, and they can finalize it tomorrow, by the way. So even if there's something that needs to wait till tomorrow, they can do that. The Cowboys doctors will look at him, clear him, and then he's got to go to the independent guy that is always on the sideline for these things on game day. It's like once your doctor checks a guy that shows that he has signs of a concussion, the neurologist has to check him, and that's the last guy that has the say. So,
and of course, they probably don't come around until you get that diagnosis. And then he probably comes and hangs around. I don't know if he might be there.
No, he's on the sideline the whole game.
All the time.
The whole game.
Well, I mean when you're talking practice.
Oh, now
Yeah,
no,
when you're talking practice.
he would just go to the doctor and he would get checked out. So that's the last hurdle. As Mike said, if he keeps progressing the way he has, we're very hopeful. So that sounds, encouraging, but again, it's a concussion, and you just really never know. Also, they started the practice clock for DeMarcus Lawrence. He was in practice today, so they get him going on a kind of an easy pace. But by Sunday, he'll be ready to go. And Mike McCarthy said the goal is to have him ready for New Orleans. So he would have practiced yesterday, but he had a funeral to attend. So he got the workout in today, and then he'll get Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
He'll be able to get Thursday in also, right? Before the game.
Oh, yeah, he'll get a rehab.
Right.
He can, and
that's
actually,
right.
he can do whatever the team does.
Right.
Right.
So that would be the reason, a big
Exactly.
reason why you would go ahead and pull the trigger on it now.
Right.
That shows they are really confident he'll be ready to go next
And
week.
Keanu O'Neal was just talking about it. They said, you know what, just having his presence on the sideline really helps. He went and said, we all know about his ability to stop the run. We know about his ability to rush the quarterback. But just having his voice out there, his leadership, he goes, makes a huge difference. And he thought the last couple games with him on the sideline really helped out, talking to Micah Parsons between possessions. So that's encouraging. Randy Gregory, it sounds like Washington would be his game. Same thing with
Which is the
Neville.
week after New Orleans.
Yeah, so they get another 10 days. So they can
Yep.
start his practice thing and then have him ready. And Neville Gallimore, maybe Washington, but sounds like more like the next week, the next away
Which
game.
is Giants, right?
The Giants,
Yeah.
right. So
You think about how dilapidated we were, really? We are. I mean, you forget about these guys.
Well,
man,
that's the
'cause we're
thing
so-
coming out of the Kansas City game where, Kansas City took it to the Cowboys on Sunday. But then I'm looking at, Kansas City had, Matthew was hurt and he went ahead and played on Sunday because they needed the win. They were bunched up in their division.
Yep.
They got their running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire as well. He had missed the previous 5 games. But you're coming out of this game, and the Cowboys had so many injured guys, and these aren't injured guys that are out for the season. These are injured guys. They're about to get back here in the next couple of weeks. I felt much better about where the Cowboys are right now. I mean, they played Kansas. It was a 19-9 game. It wasn't pleasing what Cowboys fans saw, but when you know what you're getting back here, I mean, you're looking at basically 4 starters on your defensive line in Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence, Brent Urban, and Neville Gallimore, that are coming back. And then you played half the game without CD. You played the full game without Amari, and they're coming back.
and how many games without Tyron? Is it 3?
And then Tyron, and that's
and,
huge.
and then you're looking at the effort.
Yeah.
To me, the effort kind of make you put the guys that are injured in the back of your mind, because the effort you see, even though they took it to them, they hung in there. I talked about the game being boring. Boring games are because of good defense. That's what you want.
And if
is
you
a
could win
game.
boring,
Yeah,
No
and so,
problems
but
with
we
that.
also kept them from the fireworks, so to speak, and that's because our defense actually showed up,
and
more than we thought.
as a matter of fact, I've got a T-shirt from, I think it was the late 70s, Chicago White Sox, and it says "Winning Ugly." And they weren't pretty.
I love it.
But
I
they
love
were
it.
just scrapping around to try to win games. And winning ugly
And that's
is
what
okay.
and that's what Kansas City did on Sunday.
Yes,
They won
exactly.
ugly. But when you look at the big picture of this Cowboys roster, and I think you compare it with Kansas City's roster even, I like where the Cowboys are right now, assuming everybody comes back and they're healthy and they can finish strong.
How about this?
Did I see a Hill sighting? Did I see a Hill sighting? What's
Tristan Hill?
Yes, did I
He
see
played.
That's right. I thought
Yeah,
I did. Yeah,
yeah.
That's your boy, right?
He's out there. and he had a pressure,
He did.
at least.
He did.
So here's some words for Cowboy fan to live by. It came from Keanu O'Neal, and he was asked, what has he told the young guys on the team? Because you still have 7 games to go, right? It's still a long season. And what he said, I think, is a good advice for the Cowboy fan. He said, I told him to stay in the present. Let the season take care of itself. Don't start looking down the road.
Nope.
Don't look in the future. Focus on the next game. And I think that's what the Cowboy fan should think of right now, because everybody's worried about after a win, they're going to win the Super Bowl. After a loss, they're not going to even get in the playoffs. Right. Just let the season play out, and part of the fun is the path to the end of the season.
All right, and you two have to leave early today, right?
Yes, we do.
And so we need to we're going to dive into the Raiders. We're going to make picks. Anything else you need to bring us up to speed on here?
Yes, and we also, I think, need to recognize the 1 year. It's not an anniversary. 1 year since Markus Paul suffered his stroke. It was 1 year ago today. And he passed away the next day, so 1 year ago from the Cowboys game on Thursday.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, that's when last year at this time the Cowboys world came to a standstill. They called off practice on Tuesday. They did very little on Wednesday after they found out that he did pass away. 23 years as a coach in the NFL. He had been a player. And as Mike McCarthy said, we've got 84 guys in the locker room, and 40 of them weren't here last year. They didn't know Markus Paul. And they had he made a special presentation about him yesterday, Tuesday, just trying to tell him, what he was about. The fact that he coached that long in the NFL, had 5 Super Bowls with the Patriots and the Giants, got 5 Super Bowl rings. And I thought the neat thing he said, not about his strength and conditioning job, but he said he was talking about the strength and conditioning coaches, the equipment guys, and the trainers. And he called them, they're the bartenders of our culture because they touch the whole team, right? And some of the guys talked about how much he gave them advice about life, about raising children, and just how you live. And
so they trusted him to bring certain topics up around him. Yeah.
Right. And Mike said, if you're looking for an example, Markus is that person. And it's amazing. It seems like it's a long time ago, but it was last year at this time.
Pandemic it does make it seem like that.
Yeah.
Right. And when that happened, that was, couldn't happen at the worst time. I mean, of course, it couldn't happen. You don't want it to happen any time, but
Mike
just piled on top of all the other things.
And I think Mike got surprised about it during his press conference on Monday, was it? It was early. And he looked at Rich Dalrymple. He goes, yeah, thanks, Rich, for preparing me for that. But he knew. And he remembered that at 5:50 in the morning, they walked from the parking garage into the facility. And he said, Markus said, oh, I got to go back. I left my phone in the car. And he goes, and that's the last time I saw him. So anyway, I thought we owe it to him to at least bring him up and mention how much he meant to this team in the 2 years he was here.
Good job, Spags.
Yep. All right, we continue with more Mick Shots in just a moment.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
How great would it be to travel to watch the Cowboys win on another team's turf? pretty great. But honestly, just watching the game from anywhere but your house would be fun. Even a hotel bar with some guy named Phil from St. Louis who thinks Oakland still has a team. So whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Back to Mick Shots.
Your favorite WWE superstars return to AT&T Stadium for WrestleMania on Saturday, April 2nd and Sunday, April 3rd, 2022. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours before they sell out. Visit SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing provider of AT&T Stadium.
Nice.
All right, you want to talk Hall of Fame? Got the semifinalists. I got the list here.
Yes.
Okay, we have Darren Woodson and DeMarcus Ware named as semifinalists. Former Cowboy Zach Thomas also on the list. Of course, he was just here briefly. Eddie George is on the list as well. But anyway, it's a sixth time for Woody to be a semifinalist?
Can you believe that?
And, of course, first time for Ware. It's his first time to be eligible.
Yeah, I believe that's right. I would
say for Woody, it is his sixth time. He was also a semifinalist in 2015, 2017, and then this is the fourth straight year he has been a semifinalist.
And it's 26 modern era.
Yeah, 26, and they will cut down to 15 before they vote on Super Bowl weekend.
Right.
How many Super Bowls does Woody have?
3.
3 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Yep, he was there all 3 of them in the 90s.
And he can't get. Come on, man. I mean, this.
12-year career.
I've always thought about the bias, man. The bias is real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, the bias is real. I don't know how the heck we got here, but you bring up DeMarcus Ware, his numbers. I mean, whose record did he break here with the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Harvey Martin.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I mean.
And you can't get Harvey Martin mentioned.
This is the Super Bowl MVP.
And John Lynch got in as a safety.
No, the year I came in.
And then who was the other guy?
Brian, he made me so mad. I didn't get in. He got in. We was with Philadelphia.
Dawkins.
Brian Dawkins. I'm sorry. Woody versus Dawkins. I'm sure.
Who was the other
Denver
safety?
fans and Philly fans feel differently, but I take Woody any day of the week.
The other safety last year, the guy from Denver. Was it?
Atwater.
Atwater.
Yeah, that's what got me mad. I already fussed about that.
Yeah, you could say it. You beat.
That's the guy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so even I can fuss all I want, but Woody, Atwater, come on. To me, it's just a no-brainer because the diversity that Woody showed, he wasn't just a safety.
That's right.
He came down into the slot and covered wide receivers. He came out of college as a linebacker. So his ability to adapt, and that's why I was saying about DBs, it's a little bit easier for us to adapt. The way Woody went from being a safety to a slot corner, that's about as hard as going from left tackle to right tackle. You understand? Probably even more difficult because you can't change your size. You can't change your talent level when you're guarding somebody who's 20 pounds lighter than you and probably got at least 0.2 of a second on you.
And the other thing is, and I don't know what his stats are on this, but I think till the day he quit, he was on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
Every year Coach Joe was going to take him off special teams, and then when the season started, it's like, well, Woody, we need you to go, yeah, okay, let's go.
I got to say, special teams always help me. It helped me warm up. It helped me keep loose. You run down on that first.
Especially now since you don't have to cover kicks, you can just run down on kickoffs.
Just get a sprint. That's got that.
And then cheer when it's a touchback.
Yeah, that's right.
We stopped him at the 25.
So there are your Hall of Fame semifinalists with Cowboys ties. Okay.
Congratulations.
So
again.
for the Raiders' defense, Mike McCarthy pointed out that they're a man-to-man, and he said, and that's probably not going to change. So it comes down to the Cowboy receivers winning their share of the plays, and it certainly would help if CeeDee Lamb actually can play. So give them something else to think about more so than, taking guys out. Because if you go back and look at this last game, there wasn't a lot of open receivers either, other than that first play of the game, right? Everybody, and I get so tired of it, and I'm sure I said it yesterday. It's like, okay, Dak's got to put the team on his shoulders. Well, it's hard to put 10 guys on your shoulders. This is a darn team game, the most pure team game in sports. And the quarterback gets the glory, gets the blame, but most of it is unfair.
When you look at our difficulties, it always comes from constant pressure.
Right.
Anytime we've had problems.
Last two losses,
lots of pressure, and with blitzes. The problem that we're having is we're getting pressure. Teams are getting pressure without blitzing sometimes. And that is what you don't depend on. If I'm Dak, I'm sitting up here, I read the defense well. It's not a blitz. I don't have to audible to anything. I don't have to check to anything. Here we go. And it feels like a blitz. But now I've got receivers running deeper routes because I didn't check to hot. I don't check to hot because there's no blitz. And we're still getting pressures if there is one.
Yeah, and they will. It looked like I saw a stat where they've been good at bringing pressure without blitzing.
That's because of number 98.
So that would be
Max Crosby. And then I'm going to let you say the other guy's name, the other Yannick
defense.
Ngakoue.
That's good. That's why Bill's a broadcaster. And La'el Collins was asked about their guys, and he said, well, he goes, those defensive ends, they work by the Marinelli rule. They're coming to bring pressure.
Mm-hmm.
They want to
defend the run on the way to the quarterback.
Yes, stop the run on the way to the quarterback.
When we played with the Cowboys, our entire existence was playing off the receiver, just most of the time. You had to have a back pedal. If you didn't have a back pedal with the Cowboys, it wasn't going to work. But there are teams, when I went to the Giants, the pressure that you put when you jam the wide receivers, playing man-to-man, it makes the quarterback hesitate just a beat. So that he's got to trust that wide receiver to beat that guy off the line of scrimmage, to get his position immediately. Because we're talking still timing routes, whether it's man-to-man or it's off or on.
Right.
So these guys are going to be playing on, because every time Denver, they pressed our receivers and they sat down on our routes. Same thing's going to happen here, and you're going to have to make a decision to either start going downtown more often, going deep more often, or you got to trust your guys to beat their man.
And I would imagine from a quarterback standpoint, when he sees that press coverage, it's either I trust him or I'm waiting until I'm sure. And that's sometimes too long, right?
The wait. Yeah, you don't want to wait.
It's like, okay, get open, and then I'll throw it to you.
West Coast offense could not do anything. San Francisco can't do as much with teams that press the receivers because it's all about timing.
As far as Crosby goes, he's a really interesting story. He's out of Colleyville Heritage High School, went to Eastern Michigan, and his first
How did
year.
He get way up there?
Well, he obviously wasn't highly recruited out of Colleyville Heritage, and his first year he was fourth round draft pick. Fourth-round draft pick out of Eastern Michigan, and his rookie season had 10 sacks for the Raiders. Interesting story about him, though. At the beginning of the pandemic, he checked himself into rehab for alcoholism. Came back in time for the start of the season last year, had 7 sacks last year. And when you look at the guys who pressure the quarterback this year, he's got 5 sacks so far this year, but he ranks right up there at the top of the league as far as quarterback pressures
How do you
go.
think the scouts miss somebody like this? I mean,
he might have grown into a defensive end's body. Maybe he wasn't that big.
Late developers happen all the time.
That's right. Yeah. 6'5", 255 pounds, ran a 4.66 pre-draft. So, and here's the key on getting to the quarterback, that cone drill. A 6'8", you get a sub-7. See, DeMarcus Ware was in that same range, a 6'8", and it shows you can bend.
DeMarcus Ware was like 250 though, right?
Well, this it's about the same, 255.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to grow into that linebacker body. That's funny. So it came up today. I was getting my hair cut, and the guy that cuts my hair said,
"Looks really nice there, mate."
I wasn't going to say.
He said his granddaughter plays volleyball. And she got a scholarship to a junior college. And I said, well, is she somebody that spikes or a setter? And he goes, she's probably more of a setter. She's 5'10", and she's really good, but maybe she'll grow into somebody that can spike. And I go, I don't think I grew anything after high school.
She better jump higher.
She's got some springs.
Yeah.
She better jump higher.
Okay, do we want to break now and come back with our picks and so forth?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. And that way we've got more time because we need to be out of here at like 10 after.
Picks, too, by the way.
All right, Mix Shots continues in a moment.
Medal of Honor is our country's highest military award for valor in combat. More than 40 million individuals have served in the armed forces since the Civil War. Fewer than 4,000 have received the Medal of Honor. The National Medal of Honor Museum will be a place to preserve these legacies and inspire America. It's being built right next door to the Dallas Cowboys in Texas. Help us honor our country's greatest heroes. Learn more and get involved at mohmuseum.org.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
Back to Mixed Shots.
Did you guys know Rowdy's holiday deliveries are now available? Spread joy this holiday season with surprises and exclusive gifts from your favorite mascot. Book your holiday delivery today at dallascowboys.com/Rowdy.
I saw Rowdy yesterday at the Salvation Army.
He was helping load?
Yeah, he was helping load.
I saw you doing it on the news last
That's right.
night.
We used a soundbite from you. You referenced Ezekiel Elliott jumping into the red kettle. And
That's right.
This was the actual, this was that vision of the past that came into reality with what y'all were doing at the Salvation Army.
And did you say?
I thought about it because you're the one, I would have said bowl or something, but when she
The
said
red kettle the other day.
I remembered that when I did the interview. That's right.
Into the big bowl.
The big red bowl, yeah.
Did you mention, and you can get more like this on DallasCowboys.com. Mix Shots.
That's right.
All right. Other thing about the Raiders.
Yes.
Obviously, Rich Bisaccia is their interim head coach, former special teams coach here. A Raiders team that started the season with high hopes. So they started the season at 3-0, and then it's been a season in turmoil.
So many things.
From Ruggs, the wide receiver, to Gruden. And now they've lost 3 straight games. This is a team.
Don't forget the video of the guy waving his gun, the defensive back that also got kicked off the team.
So here's their season has been streaks. They win 3 in a row to start the season. Then they lose 2 in a row, and Gruden has to resign. Bisaccia takes over, and they win 2 in a row. And it's like, oh, Rich, good job. And then they lose 3 in a row. So the 2 in a row that they won most recently at Denver and against Philadelphia, and then they lose to the Giants, Kansas City, and Cincinnati. And they, in that 3-game losing streak, they have not scored more than 16 points.
It was a 3-point game against Cincinnati in the fourth quarter, and then they wound up losing 32-13. It was a 16-13 game in the fourth. And just listening to them talk, they've had issues, just as one of them put it, I think it was Derek Carr, could have been Bisaccia, shooting themselves in the foot defensively as far as on third down. And then on offense, too, their third down, they haven't been successful. This is a team, like a couple of weeks ago, Atlanta, you want to jump on them early and have a bounce back week, just like you did,
and have about the same record as Atlanta. What did Atlanta come in?
They came in at 500.
500,
That's right. And I couldn't
4-4.
I couldn't figure out how they were 4-4.
And but they were coming off of wins. And the Raiders are not.
That's right.
Yeah. That's a big difference.
Right. And I think Bisaccia is probably coming in here, having been here before, with some extra motivation himself.
Was his last year here 17, I think? 2017? That sounds...
Well, whenever Gruden got the job.
Yeah.
In Las Vegas or Oakland at the time. So, all right. So... As we've got about, you need to be out of here at 10 after?
10 after would help us.
You got 5 minutes to get to your appearance that you're making.
I'm going to show Everson my speed.
Okay. If you're at an appearance over at
We're
the Omni
running
here.
Yes.
Okay.
We're fast walking.
Another thing on the Raiders as far as their defense goes is the first-round draft pick, the safety out of TCU, Trayvon Merrick, our second-round draft pick. He's 43rd overall. Another guy to keep an eye on for them on their defense.
And offensively, Waller's the guy that...
Yeah, the tight end. Here you got 3 straight weeks.
Kind of like Pitts.
You had Kyle Pitts 2 weeks ago, and then Travis Kelce this past week, and now you got Darren Waller this week.
So, they use a lot of Jaron Curse on the last 2, on Kelce, but there were cornerbacks that were on Pitts because he lines up out. He's on the edge a lot, and they do that with this guy too.
So how are you employing Micah Parsons this week? And not just looking at Kansas City versus Las Vegas and what they do offensively, but a Sunday game with little to no time to prepare for Thursday. And are you using Parsons the same way this game that you did last week? And also considering the personnel situation is basically the same on defense for Dallas.
Well, based on what Vegas is going to have to do, I think
he's got his Oakland colors on too.
But he's got a blue star.
Yeah, there you go, baby. See, there's the difference. I just think that they're gonna have to try and run. I think they're gonna have to try and run the ball, and I think that should keep Parsons in the middle. Like you guys said, a lot of work on that defensive end, at that defensive end position.
It is.
I think they need to keep him more so in the middle and be more traditional as a linebacker, especially because of Raiders' propensity to run the ball.
And I think when McCarthy answered that question and Parsons answered that question, it was about the same. Game starts at 3:20, 3:30.
Yeah, they're not going to reveal anything.
They're not going to reveal it. But
Mickey, are you going to reveal anything?
Well, I mean, this is what happens all the time during warm-ups. He's usually with the defensive ends, not the linebackers. And that continued, but even when he started at linebacker,
which is what the media is able to see.
Yeah, we're able to see, and even when he started at linebacker, he would work those individual drills with the defensive end, and then he started at linebacker. So that's no different than what went on last week when he did start at defensive end. So we'll see what they do. I just got a feeling they're putting a premium on rushing the quarterback. I just think that although my druthers is he's in the middle of the defense because he can do more. I want to see a dozen tackles.
They like to run the ball.
Yeah.
They throw deep. They throw deep, and that's going to kind of, go into my pick to click. But they love to run the ball. I think their running back ended up getting hurt this year. The starting running back,
Josh Jacobs is.
He's back now.
He is back. That guy's good now. He is a good running back.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's healthy, especially, he is a good. Early on in the season when they were winning on his legs.
And they got sort of a system the way the Cowboys do with Jacobs, and then he's backed up by Kenyon Drake, who's more of a Tony
Two
Pollard
Alabama guys.
Mm-hmm.
right? And
They're two talented guys.
And they also picked up Peyton Barber.
I don't know what their offensive line looks like, but they would rather pound you with the ball and makes them feel a lot more comfortable.
So,
all right. So where are we going on these picks and picks to click and so forth?
I'm first.
Since we've been so accurate.
Yeah, and I'm stubborn too, because I gotta go with Pollard, man. I really gotta go with Pollard.
All right.
I think Zeke's gonna, willingly let him take a lot of plays in this game. These 2 games in 4 days. That's just really doesn't help your knee at all. And so I think the coaches are going to be a little bit more careful. And I think Kellen Moore learned something. He's going to have Pollard more involved, especially the fact that we don't have Amari Cooper. I think he'll be more involved in the game plan, be more versatile in how we use him, still looking at over 100 yards from scrimmage. And with them going down the field, I want to put Diggs in there every week, right? Because, this is his game to get a pick. When I played against the Raiders, they're going to go deep.
I'll take them.
You look for it. You look for it. They're gonna go deep. They love going deep in routes. That's right in his wheelhouse. So I think they're gonna try him, because they know he's aggressive. Been there before, and so he's my kind of honorable mention. Cowboys, 31-23.
31-23. 8-point win for the Cowboys.
Mick Shott's secretary, write that down.
That's it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
31-23. You got yours down.
He's already got his written down.
All right. So
I'm ready to write yours down.
For me, since you were hesitant to take Diggs, I'll take them for you.
There you go.
And, we're starting to trust the defense just a little bit, which, by the way, I turned the page, darn it. Last year at this time, after 10 games, they were giving up 31.4 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you multiply that by 10, that's 314 points in 10 games. This year, it's 21.4. So they've made a 10-point improvement from one year to the next on defense. So I'm trusting the defense in this game. I'm going to say 24-17 Cowboys, and I will take Trayvon Diggs getting number 9 this Thursday for Thanksgiving.
Welcome 1985.
And if they get enough sacks.
What happened in 1985?
I think I got 9 picks.
Yeah, right? That'll get us to 85, right? And as Zeke said, if they get, did Zeke say it? I think Zeke said it. 3 picks or 3 sacks or something.
There's Parsons.
Parsons
talked about it. His challenge is to get 3 picks, 3 sacks, 3 kicks,
whatever, and then it can have the turkey dance.
Yeah, that's it. It was Parsons who said that. Yeah.
I want to see the turkey dance.
So your score was
24-17.
24-17. All right, a couple of weeks ago, Cowboys played Atlanta, and it was a 41-17 win, and I picked it was a 43-3 win. I picked 41-17.
That's true. I have that written down.
All right. I woke up at 4:44 this morning for some reason.
Funny, I did too.
Exactly 4:44?
Well, it was 4:45, something like that.
Well,
yes.
That's close. It's pretty close.
Yeah, pretty damn close.
So I woke up at 4:44, and the first thing I thought of was my pick to click is number 4. Okay, and he had a pretty good game against Atlanta 2 weeks ago, right? It was a 43-3 win. So 44-4.
No, man, I'm not writing that down.
I'll go 44-14.
Okay, there you go. That
Okay,
sounds
44-14, and number 4 is going to have another big day. That's a cop-out because number 4 needs to have a good day.
Yes, he does. We could
But
pick
I
him
also,
every week.
you could pick him every week, but I do think coming off a week like last week and a short week, it's number 4 who
It's his
leads this
style.
team.
It's his style.
And so number 4 is
Good
my
pick.
pick to
It's
click.
his style, it is.
All right, you need to head down the
We do.
hallway and over to the Omni for your appearance. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, safe travels
Thanksgiving,
to
everybody.
And
Yes,
I guess we
sir.
Mick Shots will be back on Monday.
Yes.
So enjoy your, and we'll be back to not only celebrate a victory over the Raiders, but also we'll be fast approaching to heading to New Orleans to
That's
take
right.
on the Saints next Thursday.
All right.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!